Hello, hi, it's me, Neo Nobody. I'm back from my little break from YouTube. And by break, I mean film distribution. I was originally gonna make a video about a lot of different games all at once that all have pretty consistent modding communities. But the more I went into this video, the more I realized I only really gave a fuck about Omori at the moment. I don't really care to talk about any other games. So yeah, this is essentially just another installment of Neo uses his YouTube channel as an excuse to talk about his new hyperfixation. Modding has always been a fun part of any video game community. This idea of handing the mechanics of this story, the universe that you oh so love to get immersed into, and putting it into the palms of the fandom can create some either really cool creative content, or it can make you think that humanity should have died a long time ago. Either way, it's still usually a fun time. In any case, people usually tend to seek out mods after they've finished a game but still want more out of the story, still want more out of the universe. And considering Omori's ending is pretty much guaranteed to stick with you weeks after finishing the game, it's definitely no exception. One thing I love about the Omori community specifically is that they made modding so much easier than other games. Like with Minecraft, you have to do so much random complex bullshit just to download one single mod. Like, oh, well, what game, what version of the game? 1.24.68. Like, what the fuck?
What, why?
But with Omori mods, all you gotta do is go to this website, download one loader, download whichever mod you want, and then boom, it's there. There you go. Just a few little downloads. Mods.one is pretty much the home for Omori mods. And although there aren't too many mods as compared to bigger fandoms such as Minecraft or Super Mario 64, there are still lots of mods here to talk about. So join me as we attempt to immerse ourselves further into the Omori world through the unique yet weird and sometimes kind of questionable beauty of fan creation. Omocat's decision to not reveal Kel, Aubrey, or Hiro's reaction to Omori telling the truth is weirdly enough one of the best parts of the game. Now, the story reason why this choice was made could honestly deserve a video of its own. But of course, when passionate fans can't get the closure they need, they resort to... Oh wait, no shit. There are tons of mods showing the repercussions of Sunny telling the truth to his friends. Not only the friends' reactions, but also a bit of whatever the fuck this is. These Omori mods are sort of like the male penis, you know? They can either be super long, super short, but you know, either way, it's always a fun ride. Starting off with Omori the Dreamer. In this mod, before Sunny can tell the truth to his friends, he actually passes out, which causes him to go back into headspace where he once again reunites with Omori, the Stranger, and also Basil Red. At the moment, only the prelude to this mod has fully released. The rest of it is still being worked on, but what is there is already filled to the brim with lots of juicy content. I've always preferred the real-life emotional bits of Omori's gameplay as opposed to the more whimsical, colorful nature of the dream world, but this mod does such a good job of bringing back headspace with such good writing that it's almost like combining the best parts of both the dream segments and the real life segments to create a really good continuation of that original story without sounding like fanfiction. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with an Omori mod that has the story or feel of a fanfiction. I mean, after all, if that's what you're wanting, then there is also plenty there, including one that is literally a mod adaptation of a fanfiction. But personally, if I'm looking for a mod that stands as a spiritual sequel to the first Omori game, I'm trying to look for something that is on par dialogue-wise with that first game. And Omori the Dreamer definitely knocks that out of the park. Not only are there some genuinely funny, genuinely sad, and just genuinely good moments, but there's also a whole lot more character development for the Stranger. He actually feels like his own character and not just a walking, talking deeper metaphor. Sunny actually does talk a bit in this game, which I think is pretty cool. I think a lot of people think Sunny talking is like sacrilege and completely unrealistic, but if anything, I think it just goes to show how much Sunny has developed as a character, especially since this mod does take place after that first Omori game. At the end of the prelude, Kel returns to visit Sunny in the hospital, and although he's not like overly forgiving of Sunny, even admitting that the truth about Mari probably hasn't mentally sunken into him yet, just still hearing Kel say, "Did you think I was gonna stop caring about you after that?" Just that line hits so fucking hard, especially for a mod. It really does sound like something that a Kel written by Omocat would say. Just the idea that no matter what the truth is, no matter what happened right now in the moment, your friend Sunny is in the hospital and you need to make sure he's okay. It's just fucking just so good. And also not in a weird shipping way. That's not what I mean. We're gonna get to that topic later. But yeah, although the full release of this mod is not out yet, it is definitely looking to be on par with some of the greatest Omori mods out there, and is definitely worthy of being your headcanon sequel for getting the closure that you need after finishing the original game. But if it's an Omori sequel you're wanting, then look no further than Omori Reverie. Reverie is like the Undertale Yellow of the Omori community. Instead of taking place right during that cliffhanger moment in the original Omori game, it instead chooses to keep the vagueness of that ending, and rather does a time skip to when Sunny has already moved away from Faraway Town, as we explore his new adventures in a new city, with new people, but still some familiar faces. Although we unfortunately don't get the physical return of Aubrey, Kel, or Hero, Sunny's new literal dream team consists of Doey, Sweetheart, and Captain Spaceboy. I think it's really cool that this mod chooses to further develop what was otherwise just sort of background characters or just filler characters in that original game. So far there's only 4 chapters out, and I think there's supposed to be a total of 7 chapters. I don't know if that was ever confirmed or if it's just people speculating. This mod also has some really fucking good music. It's playing in the background of this video right now. Honestly, I'd say some of these tracks are on par with the original Omori game. Although the mod's not fully released, we can still tell some aspects of the story, and certain plot points are beginning to be set up. Like, the mod seems to be hinting towards Sunny's inner struggle being that he feels guilty about just admitting the truth to his friends and then immediately moving after. He sort of feels that they may hate him for sort of revealing this really traumatizing truth to them and then just immediately leaving, just ditching, which is a really interesting way to continue his character development in a way that doesn't feel forced or like too unnecessary. This mod definitely has some major potential, and I'm personally excited to see if they end up doing anything with Sweetheart's character, because I feel like with that character now being officially a part of the team, you have such a grand opportunity to sort of humble her, put her through this character development where she's still the same old Sweetheart, but maybe she begins to learn how to care for others, how to care at least to the main group. Like, that would be some cool development for her character in however many chapters Reverie will be. But the fact alone that I can hope for such grand storytelling in what is literally just a video game mod really goes to show the capabilities of this mod and how much it's proved itself so far. But yeah, I compared this one to Undertale Yellow earlier because they're both really high quality additions to the main game where you don't really have to suspend any disbelief to consider it canon. Both of these mods I've talked about honestly really don't mess with the main Omori's canon too much. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. I forgot to mention there's also Wendy. You can fight Wendy's.
Wendy's nuts are in your mouth.
But if you're wanting a post-game mod that's a bit more unique in terms of character and world building, then let's look at Omori Broken Dreams. What if when Sunny told his friends the truth, they just straight up didn't believe him? After all, they did see Mari's hanging corpse, and Sunny did just come right out of the hospital. Who's to say that maybe his blood just isn't fully up to his brain yet? Of course though, Sunny had to do all this work and build up all this courage to finally tell his friends the truth, so the fact that they don't believe him doesn't really sit well with him. In fact, you could say it broke him. Upon re-entering Headspace, he is greeted with a brand new cast of characters. Characters that are actually really nicely characterized and developed for a cast original to a mod. First and foremost, Lucille, the isekai chick. She's Sweetheart's #1 fan and she got hit by a truck and died. That is actually canon, as far as I can tell. She actually did get isekai'd into Omori's headspace. We have Makoto. Who is Makoto? Who the fuck knows? Not even Makoto himself knows who he is. Not human, apparently. Maybe an artificial being created by Eternity. Who's Eternity? And also brand new character, Mari Asterisk. Actually, throughout the course of this mod, which really only has like the first little bit of it finished at the moment, as Sunny in the new game travels, it becomes pretty clear that Mari Asterisk is actually Mari ? In case it isn't obvious, I'm trying to tell you that's not Mari. Her actual name is Marina. She only tries to be Mari because back when she was in the real world, people would project their longing and missing of the since deceased Mari onto her, thinking that she needs to live a life as this girl that she actually never met or knew. It's pretty sad if you think about it. I could see how it would break her dreams. It's also kind of fucked up from Sunny's perspective if you think about it. Here's your sister who's dead. Now here's an actress who is literally just trying to copy her. Who gave Marina the Mari look, you may ask? Well, none other than Eternity. Who is Eternity? God. If God was actually a furry, of course. Okay, so pretty good mod overall, still in development, just like all the others we talked about. I'm excited for the full release when that does come out. Hey, you! Yeah, you! Are you tired of all the Omori mods we're talking about today being in development and not yet fully finished? Oh, well, too fucking bad. How about this? Are you tired of always playing as Sunny? I mean, after all, that fucker did kill his sister, you know, so, I mean, he can go fuck himself. Maybe instead we should play more as a hero. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of... In Omori Parallels, we start off as Hiro. After hearing the tragic truth about Amari's death, he finally decides to get out of bed and check on Kel. After all, it's been a while since we've seen Kel. I wonder where he is. Hiro finds Kel dead on the side of the road. This leads to an actually really emotional scene where Kel reunites with Mari in the afterlife. The way this mod can actually convey emotion is really fucking good, all things considered. In the main game, Kel is probably the least connected to Mari out of the whole friend group, but even seeing just the two of them reunite in the afterlife, it's so fucking moving, so well written. This is soon followed by Aubrey's perspective, as we spend the rest of the demo in her own version of Headspace. Aubrey's Headspace is really well made. Overall, it really nicely adapts what her own little utopia inside her head would be, just like we saw in the original game with Sunny. Aubrey and the Hooligans have a spaceship. A space pirate ship? Question mark? Aubrey and Kim are currently the only two on board, and there has been an infestation inside the ship that they need to get rid of. Overall, not a bad start for introducing Aubrey's headspace, but let me ask you this. Why would she need a headspace in the first place? Sunny created Headspace as a way of shielding himself from Mari's death. So could that mean that Aubrey was the one who ended up killing Kel, now forming her own headspace to try to shield away her own tragedy? But then again, look what happened with Sunny. Sunny created a whole new persona, Omori, to blind himself from the truth of his sister. But in Aubrey's headspace, she's still just Aubrey. There's no alter ego persona trying to keep her away. So does she have headspace because she killed Kel and is trying to shield her mind from that thought? Or is it simply because of the tragic news involving Mari's death that Sunny just told them? After all, Mari was practically an older sister to Aubrey as well. You could easily see a bombshell like that really fucking her up mentally. So, which is the case? Frankly, I don't know, and I don't think we will fully know the answer until the mod fully releases. But until then, I'm really excited for the full release of Omori Parallels.
Batman doesn't do ships.
Shipping, a topic I've oh so dreaded the day I would talk about on this channel. What is shipping, you may ask? Well, look at your favorite movie, video game, or whatever the fuck. Look at your two favorite characters and now have them and in. For a good example, let's turn to characters that I ship. Richard from Clancy the Clown and that one random UPS worker.
I got mad at him, but It was kind of cute.
All jokes aside, shipping can be pretty fucking weird. Well, on the surface may seem like a, albeit odd, way to further immerse yourself into a story, can get really out of hand depending on which communities you're talking about. I can say that I ship Richard and the UPS guy, and I know Richard in real life, so it's like, whatever. But in most of these communities, the characters in question are either voice acted or just straight up live action acted by real life people, and having parts and aspects of them that are just being obsessed over in a weird sexualized way can get pretty concerning. Then again, that is really only the extreme occasions, especially in Omori's case. Any actual shipping mods aren't really sexualized, it's really just the puppy love sort of deal. This is especially the case in what is probably Omori's most iconic shipping mod, Pink Tinted Love. I guess Pink Tinted Love also falls under the category of post-game mods because it does take place after the good ending where Sunny confesses everything to his friends. Not that kind of confess. Aubrey, I have something I need to confess. Yes, absolutely, Sunny. I accept. You are now my boyfriend. I killed my sister. Pink Tinted Love follows Sunny and Aubrey as the two of them cupcake around town, essentially doing busy work. There's a lot of running errands for different random NPCs in this game. That's honestly my biggest critique with this mod. Like, the writing's not bad, it's a little campy, but like not too fanfiction-y. It never really goes sexual or too overly emotional, which does overall help make it feel more realistic, like it could actually fit in Omocat's world. It's just some of the gameplay elements of the mod can feel a little chore-like. Like, there's certain points where you can kind of tell the creator was just sitting there thinking, well, I have a setting I want my characters to be in. Now, how the fuck am I gonna turn that into gameplay? But other than that, it really does feel more like the nice wholesomeness these characters deserve after the fucking trauma dump that is that main game. So overall, still pretty good.
Yo, dudes, Pink Tinted Love is pretty chill, but have you ever heard of rose-tinted glasses?
Thank you for that transition, Darth Vader from Star Wars. Now, Rose-Tinted Glasses is about Lucille. Remember her from Broken Dreams? This is a questionably canon spin-off to that original Broken Dreams mod, where Eternity, who is now for some reason cosplaying as Omocat, I'm sure there's no deeper thematic reasoning for this, is now interested in shipping. That's right, shipping. Yeah, let's get the Isekai girl and have him talk with... In case it wasn't obvious, this mod is pretty much just a big parody of these sorts of ship mods, especially Pink Tinted Love. It's really just poking fun of that whole part of the community. I mean, they literally fucking confess to each other in a Wendy's, a fucking Wendy's. Why is Wendy's so weirdly intertwined with Omori?
Wendy's, is that you?
This mod's not too long, and it's also pretty funny, so if you do want more of the characters of Broken Dreams after you finish that mod, I actually do really recommend this one. And the final shipping mod I'm gonna talk about today is Blood-Stained Glass. I'm noticing a bit of a trend here. Don't worry, this is not the Terrifier Blood-Stained Glass. Instead, this mod is another parody, sort of poking fun at shipping culture, while in terms of ships, giving the player a little bit of everything. Maybe not that. Omori Bloodstained Glass is yet another mod poking fun at Omori's shipping culture, except this one has fourth wall breaks. Ooh. Sort of inspired by Doki Doki, yet another game with an amazingly creative modding community. In Bloodstained Glass, the entity, or whatever you choose to name them, whatever being can control the code of the mod, is in love with you, the player. Sounds a little familiar. Now I know what you're thinking. This entity sounds very similar to Eternity from Rose-Tinted Glasses, which, no, they are completely different. This entity has a crush on you, while Eternity just fucking likes to cosplay as Omocat. Apparently. This mod goes through each of the different Omori ships and has Basil dropping anvils on Sunny. You know, what more do you really want out of a mod? Over the course of the mod, the entity comes to terms with the fact that love can't be forced as Hiro and Jossum ride off into the sunset. Look at them go. so majestic. So yeah, if that does sound interesting, then make sure to check out Omori Bloodstained Glass by the one and only Kinway. Oh, wait, Kinway. Well, we've already traveled quite a bit down the Omori mod iceberg, but now we're getting to the very fucking bottom. Kinway is an Omori mod creator that has a pretty unique style, to say the least, and I wanted to save him till the end of the video, specifically because of the fucking drug trip that are some of his mods. Mainly, Omori Rewritten. This mod is on fucking End of Evangelion levels of LSD. If Sunny shot up some certain substances I probably shouldn't say on YouTube, this is how Headspace would look. This mod is supposed to be an adaptation of the original Omori game, except in a more manga-ish light. Yes, Omori has a manga, and yes, it's fine. It's alright. It's not bad. However, there are a few differences in this manga that this mod tries to adapt in only the most realistic of manners. This includes Hiro's more colorful nature.
Number one, you like boys.
It also includes, actually, yeah, that's kind of it. Everything else is just kind of weird.
Because my mom would do it, and she got rid of Moochiari.
This mod also has a lot of shit posts in it, as in randomly you'll get jump scared by memes. This has weirdly enough turned into a common thing amongst Omori mods, just now a surprising handful of mods into. Through your journey of the Kinway verse, you will meet many interesting characters, such as Fisher, who is quite the artist. He'll draw lots of different things for you, and you'll have to sit through it. Guys, I think we found the next Leonardo da Vinci. Aside from that, you also have a road map, which you'll use to go on a road trip with the whole gang. Hey, wasn't this supposed to be like a fucking manga adaptation? Don't question it, just go with it. He's listening. You'll encounter many evil foes, such as the Fog Tourist. Yes, you do in fact murder many tourists in broad daylight. Oh, and let's not forget the other evil boss, Fog Liberty. Also, apparently there's some lore to Sunny's character in this game. Like, apparently his real name is Nate, and he may have died in a fire. I honestly can't tell whether this is meant to be satire or, like, actually taken seriously. If it is supposed to be taken seriously, it's like the only part of the mod that takes itself seriously. This area is blocked off. However, you can still read what it says on the poster right next to this place. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. For the plot, you essentially have to drive around collecting black shards, encountering some random-ass bullshit along the way, eventually defeating a whole bunch of recycletists, along with a biblically accurate angel made of trash. However, just like the final boss of Omori's main game is Omori himself, the final boss of this mod is Sunny. You as Nate versus Sunny, question mark. Alright, hear me out. I think I get what this is trying to tell us. Maybe Nate is who we're playing as, but after some sort of tragic fire that he caused, he created a headspace. A headspace that is the Omori game. And we see places like Squidward's house and other crazy bullshit because this is Nate, a person from the real world who sees Omori and SpongeBob and all these other IPs as just that, IPs from his brain, in his mind. Or I could just be taking the game equivalent of an ambitious shitpost way too seriously. Who knows? What we do know is that this mod is fucking awesome. Is it the most highest quality Omori mod out there? No, not really. Is it the most well thought out Omori mod? Probably not. Is it by far the fucking funniest Omori mod? Absolutely. Aside from Rewritten, Kinway also made Bloodstained Glass, which we already talked about earlier, Basil's Grief, which is a pretty infamous mod in the community, Hero's Fever Dream, which is also a pretty infamous mod in the community. Damn, I still really only touched the surface of these Omori mods, huh? I've even yet to mention Omori's Five Nights at Fuckboys, and I'm supposed to be a FNAF channel.
Close your eyes, you'll be here soon. 1、2、3、4、5分ドキドキ本当にね もこのワードできないおやすみ、おやすみ I know that it's hard to do Let's go, Molly しょうがないごめん All shattered rise and all time with that child in my head all just
Alright, in all honesty, I'm really just using this video to justify my week's worth of quote-unquote research into this topic. But, you know, I can't say I didn't have a damn good time doing it. But it really just goes to show how even in places as obscure as a single modding community for a single game, you can still find tons of passion and creativity poured into tons and tons of projects. If you didn't take anything else from this video, then just take the idea that you can't always see the full picture. This community is just one of many from the millions and millions of artists, of games, of creations all out there, all forming little digital safe havens for people to express their creativity. The internet is a massive place, just like the real world. It is practically impossible to see the full picture of everything. So next time some fucking Debbie Downers try to convince you, oh, YouTube's complete shit, oh, the internet's not the same anymore, oh, just know that there is actually no shortage of amazing content and creativity out there right now. You just gotta know where to look. And if you're wanting to play any of these mods for yourself, then I do have the website linked in the description, or if you're just wanting to watch somebody else play them, then I recommend KyoshiCarde. I watch him and he's pretty fucking cool, so yeah. Most of these mods I found through his channel first, so it's definitely a good way to get into, you know, the crazy world of Omori mods. Also, huge shout out to Moochiari. I so hope I pronounced that right. Shout out to her for making me in the Omori art style. I am so happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I think that just about covers everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I know there's still plenty of mods I didn't mention, but those were mainly just mods that are like additions or gameplay gimmicks to the main game. I've never been one for gameplay. I've always preferred story over gameplay, so I wasn't too interested in those. But thank you for watching until the end. If you're interested in watching Clancy the Clown, my first ever horror movie, then check out my Patreon to watch that early before it hits streaming. It's funny, it's fucked up, and it's damn near 2 hours. When I say I made a film, I mean a literal film. Make sure to push that like button down a flight of stairs before hanging its corpse in your backyard, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.